through the Taiwanese government is going to provide an MRI for the Gambian people, and this is a huge milestone in the kind of services we can provide. We are also looking to have more partnership with the private sector, whereby they can also provide services. Like right now with the EPI, we're trying to encourage private health facilities to take up the provision of vaccine preventable disease treatment in their clinics.
As we await the dawn of 2012, the authorities are optimistic that the gains scored by the sector in 2011 will go a long way to consolidate the achievements of a ministry that continues to be prioritized by government. This is anchored on the mantra that a healthy nation is indeed wealthy. For Grts News, I am Esromane.
Launching of the Program for Accelerated Growth and Employment was one major event that helped define the year 2011. PAGE, as it is called, has a 4-year lifespan and will guide the Gambia's march towards middle income status. Ibrahim Balde looks at the prospects and challenges that are likely to confront the development blueprint expected to fast-track development across the board.
The Gambia development blueprint is anchored on sound economic policies geared towards accelerating growth and investment. With a per capita income of less than $500, tourism and agriculture contributing significantly towards the gross domestic product. Over the years, the country has witnessed the growth and expansion of medium and small-scale enterprises. The year in review, characterized by global economic shocks, had a trickle-down effect on small nations like the Gambia. The Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs, stuck in the heart of Kwartangul in Banjul, may have some of the answers we are looking for as 2011 draws out. An encounter with Honorable Mamboure Njie summed up the mood and reminded us about how easy or difficult was 2011 in terms of economic variables.
It has been a difficult year in the sense that when you respond to certain shocks as a developing country, it's always very, very, very difficult. But Alhamdulillah, we have been able to maintain positive growth, and we are going into 2012 better prepared in terms of programming, in terms of knowing our own medium term program. It's a very, very important year, and we are hoping for the best.
Government is keen on actualizing a holistic development blueprint. The buzzword here is acceleration.
And that's the cornerstone of our development. And the beauty about all the PAGE mission is that every sector was involved. I said proudly, it's a locally manufactured product with quality, which means it has met international standards.
The finance minister believes PAGE will eventually evolve and bring about sustainable development in the Gambia.
The mission of PAGE is transformation, transformation, transformation. We are going to graduate from subsistence to commercial, meaning that we are going to invest more into agriculture. It's the lead sector that we've realized that once we're able to invest more to do the necessary transformation, we'll definitely be able to capture the value-added component that we envisage.
There is no doubt that the program for accelerated growth and employment has been a defining moment for the Gambia government development blueprint. To Finance and Economic Affairs, the bottom line for the new year is simple.
We must come together, work as a citizen, as a patriotic citizen, regardless of wherever you are. You have a quota, you have a role to play in our national development, and we are calling on everybody to come on board and move our great republic forward.
Ibrahim Balde reporting for Grts News.
During the year under review, National Assembly members, the clergy, youth representative, and that of the judiciary, women leaders, and a good number of stakeholders gathered to dissect the Sexual Offence Bill and Domestic Violence Bill under the aegis of the Ministry of Women's Affairs. The Women's Federation was also launched. A development observers say was a giant leap towards self-reliance. Aji Amisise narrates.
2011 has seen significant activities in the promotion of the welfare of women in the country. The yearly calendar saw the rolling out of a number of initiatives and programs to better the lot of the women of the Gambia. The drive to empower women forms part of the Gambia government's topmost development priorities.
It's very critical because women are part of society, number one. Women are human beings and they deserve to have rights. And women form half the society, so it makes sense to empower them. And women, when you empower women, because women are custodians of families and of societies, if you empower them, you empower the whole of society. You know that whatever a woman has, he thinks of the household, he thinks of the families, he thinks of the household and the family and the children. So that is why it makes good sense to empower women and to economically empower them, because it trickles down to the whole of society.
The Ministry of Women's Affairs is acting in that vein. Let's look at their achievements in the year 2011.
The Women's Bureau also achieved a lot over the years. As you know, the Women's Bureau, their main role is to sensitize people on issues relating to gender equality, equity, and the empowerment of women and girls.
Since the role of women in nation building is unmistakably important, so is the government's strides in providing them the necessary tools to advance their cause. Policies have been formulated to protect the needs of women and girls. Tactical actions which have prospects of making gender equality and equity entrenched in societies are also in place, such as domestic violence and sexual offense bills being formulated.
Women's rights promotion and protection, is one of their major roles, and they've done a lot of that as well. They developed the National Plan of Action for Gender-Based Violence and the eradication of all traditional practices affecting the health of women and children.
It was launched in 2011. The Women's Federation, established through extensive national consultations to bring together women groups and forge a common platform for advancing the cause of their development, is an important achievement.
That was a directive from His Excellency. It was a suggestion, in fact, from His Excellency the President, that you cannot help so many women's groups. It's easier to help one group or work through one institution or one organization or association, and that's why with his advice, I think we formed the Women's Federation in the Gambia.
For their economic hurdle, the ministry has seen to different projects meant to provide the necessary infrastructure to harness their potential in terms of economic outlook. One major achievement is the Brishibi Multipurpose Complex, which was turned as a domain of a processing and storage plant.
Economic empowerment, I think I've already mentioned that the UNFPA, through the National Population Council Secretariat, had assisted the Women's Bureau to establish women's gardens by providing fencing material, for example, wells in other instances, and whatever the gardens needed, implements, etc. But in addition to that, they also provided milling machines. I told you 4 milling machines to women's groups. That came through. That was provided by the UNFPA through the National Population Council Secretariat to the Women's Bureau, who implemented that program.
The significance of